Hello, I hope you are doing great. So, I actually decided to create an open source project where I am going to have some small components library for Blazor, and we are going to start with the shared buttons for social networks. In this case, we already have the one for LinkedIn, which actually I talked about it in a previous video that you may want. I'll leave the link in this video so you can check it. Now we are going to implement the link, the Twitter shared button. So we create a new Razor component, Twitter share button, and I am going to see. Well, you will see that the actual definition of what we need to do is this is the share button, and we need to inject. We need also to use the platform or the widgets script, but Blazor does not allow us to do that, so we are going to follow the same approach we uh, we did for the LinkedIn share button. So we are going to create another class to be able to have most of the code in the code behind Twitter share button .razor .cs. Okay, public render fragment render button. Okay, this is going to be a partial class. We add the namespace render fragment. Actually, yeah, let's put it former however we want. Okay. Uh-huh. And then we are going to return the actual form. Uh, it's not a form, but let's name it HTML. Okay, and in here we are going to invoke that render button. So render button. Okay, for the HTML, well, let's add some properties. Parameter property, which is going to be add widgets script. We are going to set it to false by default. Public string URL to share. We are going to set it to http twitter.com by default. Now you see that the code, it actually requests us to have two things: the anchor or the link where the ref is going to be set to twitter.com/share, and the ref source is going to be what we are going to share. And then we will have the platform or the widgets script that we will have in there. So builder dot open element, yeah, index, actually index 0. um, the element is going to be an anchor. Now I'll do the close just before I forget it. Now builder dot add attribute, and this attribute is going to be a href, and the href is going to have a value. The value is going to be https.com/share. It's going to be this reference source and this dot URL to share. Now I believe we actually need to code, but I believe we need to encode that because it's part of the core string. So let's see, system.web.http utility padding code, URL padding code, yeah. This URL to share. And I believe we can use encoded path URL. Okay, what else do we have? We need another attribute, which is going to be the class. Let's see if there is a class in here. I don't think so. Okay, so it's attribute 0 class, and the value it's going to be Twitter -share -button. Okay, are we going to show this data show count? Okay, builder dot add attribute 0 data show count. Okay, and that's because data show count. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, data -show -count, show count. We are going to set it to false at the moment. Let's see what else we have in there. We have, yeah, the class I already set it, data show count, and we need to add the content. I think we can do builder add content to that element, and the content is going to be public string button text. By default we are going to set it to tweet, and that's going to be our content. We already closed the component. Actually, close element, sorry, yeah. Okay, and then we are going to add the script. So here we need to do an if add widgets script is set to true. That is set to true. We are if that is set to true, we are going to add the script. I believe we can already delete this section. Now, if that's set to true, builder, open element, it's going to be a script, index 1, script, okay, builder, close element before we forget to close it. Now, builder dot add attribute, uh, I'm trying to see if we can add empty attributes like that. I don't think so. So anyway, async. Let's set it to true. I believe it was async equals true. I can't remember if it's async equals true or async equals async. We'll see how that works. Builder the attribute source, and source is going to be this. Okay, and then we are going to add charset to. And charset is going to be set to UTF-8. Okay, and I believe that actually is everything we need to do. Okay, let's see. This is going to be a parameter. This is going to be a parameter. And yeah. Then I am already using this in here. So let's see what it says. Let's compile. Yeah, let's see. Share button. One error somewhere. So let's see. Render button does not exist in the current context. Okay, I've missed a T here. It seems I missed something else. Twitter share button dot Blazor on Blazor. Yes, let's see. Okay, I don't know why Visual Studio didn't recognize them. as one file. At, okay, there it is. Render button. It seems to be okay. It didn't. Let's see what I'm missing. Public partial class, Twitter, share. Okay, I'm missing a thing here. And I think, yeah, it's working in there. Let's see if my reference is actually pointing to that project. Let's go to index page and let's see. It still has the name share button because I believe the library hasn't been updated. So let's compile everything and let's see. Okay, so the one for LinkedIn doesn't seem to be recognized as I expected. And then what I can do is basically delete it, add the reference again to the client project, and let's compile this. Now let's see, we see the Twitter one. I don't see the one for Twitter yet, so let's see. Using TI, Blazor components, social networks, Twitter, and we don't. Okay, let's see. I don't see the Twitter share button there yet, so let's see why not. Go to class, public partial class, Twitter share button. We should actually be able to see it. Let's see if there are any errors in here. We have some warnings. That's for other stuff in there. And this one is for the grid, so yeah, no. It's cleaning everything. And we'll see how it works. And we see if we have error somewhere around here too. We'll run the application in a second to see if there is something failing in there. So if there is any error, we should see it as okay. Well, here we have the button. We see that it actually already goes to here. And the thing that we don't have is the script. Here it is. Add the script to this one. Yeah. The URL we want to share is going to be now we don't need to add that with the script for the second one, so we can either don't select it or just set it to false. And then we'll run the application again so we see the changes. So you see that here we have this one and we have this one in here. So let's see what it's going to try to share. Give me a second, please. Okay. And okay, it's going to share the localhost 5.1. So let's see if we miss adding something in there. Let's see, customize it, and add Twitter share buttons. We are going to customize it, and here let's see, we are going to share like that. Add update. This is our code. We are going to go to our component. We are going to paste it in here, and we are going to see what we missed. So okay, ref source equals, so probably we okay, the reference sources where it actually came from. So let's see if we actually need it. I think we don't. Otherwise, we can use get the inject navigation manager. The manager. And I think app manager has the URL, so we can actually set the ref URL to the manager URL. These two ref URL, we add another attribute which is going to be the data-URL. The data-URL is the one which is going to be set to yeah, the the one we set as parameter, which is going to be the URL to share. And instead of adding this, we are basically just adding the data URL in there. Okay, let's see what else we may have missed in there. Data size large. Okay, add attribute. Just gonna leave it large in there. And I think that's all we need. So let's test the application again, and I think we now should be seeing the specified URL instead of the one retrieved from the application itself, or from the URL of the okay, so this is the one I specified first. And this is the one I specified next. Okay, now about the text. Let's see. You can go to publish, and if we can keep customizing thing. Custom. Let's update the code. Let's get it to check it in here. Let's see which are the things that change. So data-text is the actual text that we need to specify text. So builder data text, and actually where was it that I used button text in here? See, button text, that's for the button itself. Tweet text is going to be a parameter, and in this case we are going actually that's going to be the default for testing purposes. let's see how that behaves. Okay, so it seems something didn't work in there. Let's see. Okay, my mistake. Tweet text. Okay, so our component is working. It has some of the default things. We can get we can pass the button text. Actually, I believe we didn't set the button text in here. So let's see for some of these. Let's see for the okay, so let's see if that actually changes the text of the tweet button. And yeah, it seems it changed internal, but it didn't change this button text. So let's see if that actually can be changed somewhere around here. No, no. Mm. Let's see what it does with the hashtags. Copy the code. Let's go back to the component. So let's see. We want to have hashtags. Yeah. Builder, the attribute 0, data hashtags. And then we are going to use hashtags that we are going to put in here. I'm not really sure if a string is going to be the best, because it's actually a list of strings, but we are going to leave it. And the default is going to be, let's see if this actually works. 2. So yeah, Blazor, and then we add the hashtags, and let's see how we can actually specify that in our button in here. It hasn't refreshed, so it hasn't. I believe it hasn't recognized the hashtags as a valid parameter for the um, component. Hashtags equals um, let's see if I can do this. New string array, uh, string array, Twitter, LinkedIn, uh, and let's see what that does. Actually, I believe that's not going to work. So we'll see it in a second. Yeah, system string, so that's what I was expecting for that to happen. Um, so I believe we can do this if these, well, actually we will always have hashtags. Well, actually not really. Equals null, and these hashtags punto, these hashtags length higher than 0. We are greater than 0, sorry. We can do, I believe we can do string dot join. Is that hashtags? Hmm. And we are going to join them by a blank space. And actually, I think that will work and make everything, um, every hashtag being separated and having its own hashtag in there. So let's see what it does in here. It says Blazor. Okay. Now this one, Twitter, LinkedIn. So I think it didn't recognize the uh, second one as a hashtag. Let's go again to the publish and see if actually we can do something like Blazor rocks, Narnia, and yeah, let's see what that does in there. So probably, yeah, splitting them by uh, commas. So test it here, and if that works, we'll just let the user do define the hashtags, separate them by a comma in their when they define the component. Twitter, LinkedIn. Okay, so yeah, we are going to remove this. Uh, Separated list of strings. Okay. Okay. Mm -hmm. This is going to change. Uh, Not string is no other white space. These hashtags. Okay, so it doesn't have the other one. I actually removed the one from system, I think. Yeah, I removed the system. I like this one better. So, uh, okay, now we don't need the join. And let's see. Now we don't need to define an array, which actually it's much better. Twitter, LinkedIn. So I believe that will work. Twitter share button, LinkedIn. Let's see, yeah, Twitter share button, LinkedIn. Let's see the second one. Made with Blazor, .NET, .NET Core, Blazor. Okay, so we are going to leave it here. I am actually going to publish this in a NuGet package so you can use it. Also, I will publish in a GitHub repository, which is going to be in the video for people who want to add new stuff to this. This is actually going to be my first open source project. So you are all welcome to join. This is going to be actually interesting project, so we all can learn from each other. So yeah, it seems interesting to do. I'll leave the links in the description. Let me know anything you would like to know, learn. Remember, please subscribe to the channel, share the videos, hit the notification bell so you get notified about when new videos are uploaded to the channel. Share the videos, like them, write in the comment anything you would like to know. Remember, we are doing trainings about .NET Core, Azure, and Unity 3D. Thank you very much and have a great day.